Welcome back to Halo Halo Conversations. Today, we're rating each other's parenting decisions. No filter, no mercy.
And stick around because by the end, we'll be rating ourselves and it gets more honest than we expected.
Yeah, we didn't plan for it to get real, but it did. So, I'm Myra,
And I'm Maureen.
and today's episode came from an honest place because between the two of us, we made so many parenting choices we never would have admitted 5 years ago.
So today, we're confessing them and rating them out loud on camera.
Oh no, help us all. All right.
Okay, for our first segment, we're doing Rate My Parenting. So here's how it works one of us confesses a real parenting decision. The other one rates it from 1 to 10. No explanation allowed until after the rating. And then we can explain ourselves.
Okay.
You ready?
Sure, I'm ready.
So, letting kids see you cry or be upset. How would you rate that? Is that like a 10 high in your book or 1 they can never see you cry?
Of course, 10. Like, for one, emotion is something that they shouldn't hide. So why should I hide mine? So I definitely, oh, I mean, yeah, you said no explanation, but 10.
No, I know. I said after the rating, you can explain.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, go ahead, explain.
So yeah, so like I said, it's okay for them to see me cry because, well, they already know I'm sensitive and that I cry about everything that's sad. So I'm okay with them seeing it. Go ahead.
I agree with that rating too. I would also, for me, it would also be high up. So, like a 9 or a 10. Because obviously, I think there are some things that we should keep for ourselves, not necessarily just like cry about every single thing, right? But I do think for our kids to be emotionally strong, we have to show them the example that it's okay to express your feelings. You don't have to hide it. So
hmm
that's why us as parents too should be okay with crying in front of our kids because we're human and that's allowed.
Yes,
So,
definitely. It's a human thing to do. It's okay. Not forcing a sorry or letting an apology happen naturally instead of on command. Is that like a low rating or a high rating for you?
um, I would say it's a 6. What about you?
Um, Not forcing a sorry, meaning like I shouldn't apologize after getting mad, or
No, it's like
or the kid
not
saying
forcing
sorry to
your
me.
kids. Yeah, yeah.
Um, so in that case, yeah, I don't want to force them. So I'm kind of like in between. It depends on like how severe it is, obviously. So forcing it is not a good thing because it's not sincere, and you don't want like an insincere apology. So,
Right. I
and
would agree with that.
I don't have a specific like story about it, but even petty things like they should apologize, but then not forced. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think it's better for them to realize that they're actually sorry for whatever happened and they
hmm
recognize what they did versus us saying, well, you know, you did wrong, say sorry. You know what I mean?
hmm
So,
hmm
yeah,
Like dictating it.
right. Okay. My turn. So, paying kids for chores versus you contributing because it's your house, this is your family. How would you rate that?
Um, Paying the kids for chores and contributing because your family. Okay. We kind of do both. So we do for chores, like they have like a weekly chore. And so they have to, oh, okay. So rating first, sorry, before explaining. Because it's like versus, right? So it's like one over the other. So I would say 5 because it's like either way, it's like there's certain things that they have to do. And then there's things that, because for example, watching for me, the oldest one watching the two younger ones, if we have to do something, we pay her. But contributing to chores is something like sweeping for us or refilling the water bottles, that kind of thing. So it's like kind of a 50-50 for me in this case. So what about you?
For me, I would say I'm more on like not paying the kids for chores because if they always expect some kind of payment for whatever task they have to do,
hmm
rather than um them thinking for themselves that like, hey, I need to help out, this is my house too, I need to keep my space clean, keep my room clean, do the dishes, throw away the trash, clean the bathroom. I think what to me it signals it's a shared responsibility between everyone versus them expecting like some kind of payment. But I understand like if you have an older child and they go above and beyond like what they really should be doing. Yeah, I think on those specific occasions, I wouldn't necessarily call it payment, but more of like let me treat you. You know, like as a
Hmm.
thank you for doing this extra for your siblings or for us. So that's
Yeah,
how I
because
would approach that.
yeah, that's why it's like 50-50. Because for Alyssa, we've been paying her an allowance to help out. Like, I'm watching the two little ones if we need to do something. So she knows about that and she appreciated before she was even, she was able to find like her regular job, right? So that was
Yeah.
kind of like her way of getting an allowance. So, all
Yeah.
right. So we'll do five. So this is the fourth
Okay.
one.
Uh-huh.
So I found one here. Being your kid's friend instead of keeping strict hierarchy.
Ooh.
What's your rating?
So for me, I think it would be a 7. Okay.
7 on explanation. Yeah, and then explain
Okay.
yourself.
Yeah. So 7 as in like I think there should be a good balance of yes, being not so much being their friend, but yes, knowing that they can trust you to say things enough like a friend, but knowing or understanding that there's still a boundary there between you and your child like certain things there has to be some form of respect so they still have to understand that boundary that they can't cross with you so the respect still has to be there so I'm not enforcing like I'm the parent, you're going to do this because I said so, right? Because that's what we grew up with.
Uh-huh,
But
uh-huh.
it's more so depending on the situation.
Yes. So
But I wouldn't assert my higher, because I'm the parent, I wouldn't assert my authority over somebody on that. What about you?
same thing. I Because we grew up in a way where it's we're right, you're wrong. Like, we want to at least be there for them to kind of know that if you guys are in trouble or if you need anything, let us know. In that way, we're here to listen to you. We're here to be there for you in any way. But like you said, to a point where you still need to respect us when we are telling you something. You still need to respect us to know when we say be home at this time, be home at this time. Don't take advantage of our nice trait towards you. That's it. And I think all our kids, I would say for my kids, they understand that to not take advantage versus like other kids that don't listen to their parents. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure your kids are the same way. Like, they understand. Like, when you guys are firm, you're firm. But when they need something from you guys, you guys are not there to right away get pissed
Well,
before
they
even them explaining themselves.
Yeah, I know there are some things where it's like we're not going to bend on. So, for example, when the girls were younger, they wanted to sleep over at somebody's house. And for us, we don't just allow that. We have to kind of know the family of that person before we would entrust them with you staying the night over there. Because, of course, we're there to protect you. We want to make sure you're going to be fine. So, we were very strict on that rule. They didn't like it. But, I think now they understand. It's just they understand that it's for their protection. But obviously, as a kid, you're like, I want to sleep over there. And, we're like, no. So in that instance, yeah, I'm the parent. You're going to listen to me. And there's no discussion here.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's funny that you say that because for us too, we didn't let. I mean, Alyssa's the only one that really asked out of the three kids, but um, because she knows that we probably would say no, that the friends come over to our house, and we all know them anyway, so at least we know that they're safe. So we were okay with that. So I mean, I
right,
think as she got older, we allowed her as she got older, and it's most of her childhood friends, so we know the family, like you said. Only if you know who they are is when you're like, yeah, sure, go ahead, kind of thing. So.
right.
So yeah. All right, your turn.
So,
Last
my
one.
turn. Okay.
Last
So, the
one.
last one, because this one is very close to our hearts. So, correcting a kid in front of other people instead of pulling them aside. How do you feel about this one? What would be your rating?
Uh, that would be a low rating for me. I wouldn't want to do that to my kids. So like I want to say like a 2. Although if they're watching this right now, they're gonna say, "Mommy, you like to correct us, but not correct us in a rude way. It's like grammatically correct them, not like correct them like oh, you should be brushing your teeth like twice a day, and embarrassing them. For example, it's more like correcting their grammar, and they hate it. So so and they're like, why are you always correcting us? Like, you're not an English teacher. So so yeah, so correcting as a kid in front of other people instead of putting them aside, maybe they'll rate me high on that. So they probably won't do that when they have their own kids because I did that to them. So what about you?
Yeah. I would say that um I don't think that I corrected the girls when they were younger, like in front of other people. Like we wouldn't just embarrass them right in front of others, right? There are some things where it's like if you have to be disciplined right there and then, like we'll do that. But not to the point where they would like totally get embarrassed and, get yelled at in front of people. So I would say for me, the rating is also like
On the low end.
2 or 3 because I don't want to embarrass my kid. Only because we know how that feels. Like remember, like we would get kurot, like we would
Oh
get
my god.
pinched by our mom if we don't act right in front of other people, or
Maybe I got that a lot because I was the one always acting out. Or Ryan.
yeah, yes, yes, absolutely.
Oh my
So
god, so funny. All right.
all right.
All right. So now it's you guys' turn. Comment your own parenting confession below, so we can read it and in future episodes.
Yes.
So this one is going to be different because we didn't just grow up Filipino. We grew up Filipino, then got dropped into American parenting culture as teenagers. So we have to figure out which rule to keep and which ones to throw out.
And of
So,
course,
mhm.
yeah, of course, nobody gave us a manual for that, right? But we had to figure things out and our parenting style and how we wanted it based on how we were parented as kids.
Okay. So I'll say a parenting choice, and then you tell me if it's either the Philippine version or the American version type of parenting. Okay.
Okay.
First one, not letting your kids talk back versus letting them explain their side. Which one is the Philippine talking and which is the American talking?
Obviously, that's an easy one. So, in the Philippines, kids are supposed to respect adults, so you're not allowed to reason out. So, not letting your kids talk back is definitely a Filipino trait. And then on the American side, allowing them to explain themselves so that you can have a discussion is totally American. And I feel like we've adopted that. I don't think that we ever say like, "Don't talk back to me like I'm your mom," or I mean maybe a few times, my girls will
Uh,
probably be like, "Come on, tell the truth."
yeah, I was gonna say
So,
like I think my husband does that a lot to them, so they'll know. Like I'm the
well,
one
cuz
talking
he's
here. Why
old
not?
school, or I
Oh,
should say just old.
oh, oh, he would like react whenever you say that later when he watches it. All right, next one. Feeding the whole neighborhood's kids without asking parents first versus asking, can they have a snack?
Oh my
Philippine,
god.
US.
That's obviously so easy too. Like in the Philippines, at least when we were kids, the neighbors, like if you went to the neighbor's house, they never went back to your parents and go like, can they have this snack? No. They would just feed them. Obviously, because you don't want to leave the kids out. If you're giving
Hmm.
your child like merienda or a snack, then you would want to share with the other kids that are already there. So that's totally a Filipino thing. And here in the States, they're more careful because with all of the allergies and
Hmm.
things like that, you're a little bit more cautious as far as what kids can eat. Because what if they have an allergic reaction at your house? Then what?
I wouldn't
Right?
want to feed. I always ask like the kids' friends. I would always say like, is it okay for you to eat this? Like, and then they'll say yeah. And then so I don't have to go back to their parents, but if they're here and then they know their allergies already at that point, so they'll be like, yeah, I can do that. Even though they lie, like let's say if it's probably like gummies, like those fruit snacks, and then they don't eat that at home, they're probably happy to have that at someone's house
Oh,
because
for
they deprive
sure.
from that. So
For sure.
all right, so third one, so extreme. Okay. Corporal punishment versus timeouts and use your words. Which one's which?
Ugh. Corporal punishment.
That's such so
Obviously,
extreme though.
I
Corporal
know. I don't think
punishment.
like I don't think that
We
Filipinos
never
do
we never
corporal
got that.
punishment. I think
That
I
was
only got like maybe paddled one time and only because they got scared. So one time we were at the beach and they kept saying like, "Oh, the waves are strong, so make sure that you don't go out there." And then they found out that I went out there. So of course at the end of the day they were upset, but glad that we were safe, but they were upset so I got paddled. So if you're talking about corporal punishment that way, I wouldn't even say that's
it's
corporal
just
punishment.
discipline. It's just
Yeah.
discipline, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
disciplining us. So corporal punishment's so extreme, but I think it's that strict, like with the look and the like the palo, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Versus in America, it's like go in that corner. You're in timeout. It's a different type of punishment, or you're grounded, or in this case, use your words
Yeah.
instead of, I guess, crying.
Instead of physical discipline. But I do think that some Americans, they're not afraid to spank their kids. Not every American is just going to say, oh, you're in timeout or you're grounded. I don't think that all American families do that. I think it depends on how you grew up. You know, some people believe in spanking and others don't. They believe in this whole gentle parenting, like, oh, like talk to them, don't yell at them. Yeah. I'm not a fan of
I
that
we're all,
per
I mean,
se.
right, everybody has their own parenting style, so we're not
Yes.
knocking that gentle parenting, but like
Yes.
as Ate explained, it's not just in American people also discipline their kids by spanking them. So
Yes.
that's
So
that's
I
that's
don't
what
think
we're
it's
saying.
exclusive to like Filipinos or Americans. I do agree with you that every family is different. And when we're not saying that gentle parenting is wrong, to each their own. So I'm not going to
Hmm.
knock you if that's what you believe in and that's what you feel like how you can discipline your kid. I'm not knocking you on that. For us, what worked was spanking, them understanding there's certain things that they can't push the line on and we got to discipline them in that way because that's how we were disciplined. So
For us, it's like a lot of yelling.
a lot a
They
lot
already
a
know.
lot of yelling.
No, I'm just
So no
yelling in their
spanking,
face.
just yelling.
No, I spank them here and there, but it's mostly yelling. Like, you better, and then with a curse, you know. So, and then they already know that I'm pissed, and you already know Jay how angry he gets. So you don't even wanna. They already know to shut up, to be quiet once he's pissed. So they already
Yeah.
know our parents. Even for us, like we knew when they're pissed. So okay, the last one. Kids sleeping in the same room as parents well into their teens versus independent sleeping training from infancy. So
Oh,
extreme, but it's not
it
this.
is
It's
so
not all,
extreme.
and it's not all true. Like, okay, explain it.
So it's very common in American culture that when they're babies, they sleep in another room and they don't sleep with the parents. So if you're a parent that allows your kid to sleep with you, they kind of look at you like, why would you do that? But for us, or at least in the Philippines, it was common for kids to sleep with their parents. I wouldn't say well into their teens. That's extreme.
Definitely not.
I would
Exactly.
say like it depends on the situation. But for us, I think until my husband couldn't handle it anymore. Our youngest slept with us until they were like 5 years old. So,
Uh-huh.
but
She
not
got
into their
kicked out.
teens. Yeah, she got kicked out because she was too long. She moved around too much. But yeah, that's a little extreme. But I don't think either that all American families do this independent sleep from when they're babies. Some parents are also like us, right? Where they allow their kids, maybe I'm generalizing, they allow their kids to sleep with them. I would
Yeah,
think
like
that,
co-sleeping. Uh-huh.
yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
okay with that too. And just to explain too, in the Philippines, the reason why kids sleep in the same room as their parents is they don't have like 5 bedrooms there. Like it's common to have just like 2 bedroom houses or like smaller places. So they all co-sleep because where else are they gonna go where there's AC? They gotta go in that same room. It gets hot in
Right.
there. So I think
Exactly.
that's the reason why, not because the parents are allowing it or anything like that. So that's the common misconception. So, but it is common, not well into their teens though. That's weird.
Yeah. I
So,
I would agree with that.
mhm.
So so yeah, I don't think that we're exclusively just doing like one version or another. Obviously, we've lived in the States longer than we've lived in the Philippines, but I feel like we still are really firm on our roots. But I do think that because we've lived here longer, maybe we've adopted the American style more.
Definitely.
What do you think?
I mean, I definitely adapted to the American ways. Even when we were teenagers, I feel like I'm more in the American nice like ways, but still embracing the Filipino culture. So,
Yes, I agree.
yay!
Okay, so comment which one your parenting leans towards. And if you were raised in two cultures, also tell us which rules you kept and which rules you dropped.
All right. So we're moving on to our next segment. It's
The Chismis Corner.
Yes, it's our new segment that we're doing. So, for anyone new here, chismis means gossip, which, if you're Filipino, you already know because we were born into this.
Yeah, it's like a competitive sport in the family.
So, yeah, so every episode, we're going to talk about whatever's trending, and then we'll put our little sister spin on it. So, go ahead.
Okay, so this week's topic is about how Gen Z are into their horror movies. So now there's like, I don't know, horror movies that are like big in the box office, and so a lot of these Gen Z kids they flock to the movies just to watch these scary movies. So have you heard about these?
So we can just probably talk about one of them.
Okay.
So Obsession. I'm sure if we have any Gen Zers watching, they know what this is. So basically, it's YouTubers made them or made this movie, not big Hollywood directors. So one was 21 years old. So I don't know if I didn't look at the summary of Obsession yet. Um, and yeah,
Just a
like it's
small
normal,
production.
yeah, small production, normal studio film. And it's actually outperforming other like multi-million franchises. Um, so yeah, because I've never seen anything about this Obsession, but my oldest daughter wanted to see this movie with
Me
us, and I'm like,
either.
I don't really want to see this,
Oh
but
no, me either. Oh.
that's why it's Obsession.
Sound.
Above only the branch of a willow tree could conjure. It's weird how you two are dating all of a sudden, like super dating. So creepy.
I know. Oh my god.
What is she okay? No. Oh. Oh. Well, okay,
Oh
now I
my
get why it's called
god.
Obsession.
Yuck. I'm so scared. Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Oh my god. No.
Okay, now I understand why the kids wanted to see that because the trailer was crazy.
Oh
That
my
that Nikki
god.
girl is crazy. I
He
honestly,
asked for that.
yeah. Now it makes me curious and want to watch it now.
Not
But
me.
yeah,
I hate horror
really.
movies. I don't like the sound. Like it just gave me goosebumps. Like I didn't nothing even happened, but I was so scared already.
No, I'm curious now. Now I want to see. Now I understand why they want to see it. But
Uh-uh.
that's crazy though that it's a low budget film and it created a lot of buzz. And but you have to go see it in the movies. It's not like even though a YouTuber made it, they cannot just watch it on a streaming device, right? So it
Yeah.
made the Gen Zers have to go and watch it. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I
yeah,
feel like
Obsession, shoot, like
yeah.
be careful what you wish for. That's what happens.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I wish that too.
What the hell?
As a
You
kid,
see
I
how
wish like, oh,
you saw how crazy she was? Oh my god.
yeah.
No way.
Ask my husband the same thing. I'm sure he thinks the same.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
was crazy.
so I guess the vote is no go for you and go for me.
Oh,
I'm definitely gonna see that.
hell no for me.
No.
I never liked like horror movies as a kid anyway. I don't know if you even remember like in the Philippines they did like the shake, rattle and roll and they did like a lot of different sequels of that and that was always so scary, but I never liked any of the horror movies there because remember like when we were kids, you know, they would always try to scare us with uh the manananggal, you know, like the lady with the half cut
Half
or half
body.
body. Oh yeah, that was so scary.
The other half flies.
Yes. Oh yeah. Hell no. But anyway,
Ooh.
what did you say? So you liked it?
So after watching the trailer, I get the obsession, no pun intended. I get
Uh-huh.
why the Gen Zers or the younger generation want to see that. I get it. That's crazy. I want
Mm-mm.
it. Like I like crazy.
She
So
is
yes,
crazy.
go for me. And I'll let you guys know
Okay.
if I like it. So just
Mm-mm.
comment down below if you've watched Obsession and if there's any other horror movies you guys would recommend us watching. Drop it down in the
Just her.
comments.
I am not gonna watch it. Recommend all you want. Sorry, but I'm not gonna watch it. I'm a scaredy cat.
Or no, or drop down in the comments what else you guys want us to talk about on our next Chismes Corner.
Yes.
Yay. Okay.
Yay.
So your turn on the
Okay.
final round.
All right. So earlier, this is what we teased about. So for our last round, we're going to be rating ourselves. So there's no script here, there's no prep whatsoever. So essentially, after each round, we want you to play along in the comments too, but we'll go first and then you go after. Basically, how we're doing the rating with all of these, you're either going to rate yourself as something that you're nailing as a parent,
Hmm.
or two, something that you still need to work on or are currently working on.
Okay.
What do you think right now, as a parent, that you feel like your kids really appreciate you for, and something that you feel like, yeah, I am really doing good at this aspect of parenting?
Mm, I guess always being there when they need me. I'm just one text away. If they need help with anything, I'm there. I don't know. It does have to be like specific, but generally, I think that I want to be in there for their milestones, and I'm proud to say that I've been there for them, like for all the three kids. So I guess that I could say I'm nailing that as a parent. What about you? What do you think you are nailing well, or what's one thing that you nailed as a parent? Right? That's the question.
Nailed?
Nailing as a parent. Nailing as a parent right now.
Nailing. So present tense. So, I mean, like, I feel like my kids are older, so there's not much that I'm like doing for them. So I feel like, as far
I
as
guess in the past,
nailing, I
or
don't know.
nailed. Like, how? What did you think
Uh,
you did well as a parent? I know it's tough. That it has to be just a general answer because I'm sure they appreciate. Like, in our eyes, we did well. Of
yeah.
course, it's like
But
patting
of
yourself on
course,
the
if
back.
you're a kid,
They can
comment
probably
down
list a lot of
below.
things.
Yeah, comment down below and tell the truth about your parents.
I
But
know,
no,
right?
I mean, I feel like, so right now, if we're talking like present tense, I feel like right now I'm not really doing much for the girls except for being like just emotional support. So if they need somebody to bounce things off, I feel like I've always been there for them with that. They know that they can come to me with anything and then we can talk it out. So I feel like, as
You're
far
a good
as,
coach to them, like a good coach.
well, I don't know, good coach. I mean, I would say we just have conversations. I make sure that we just try to talk through whatever they're going through and whether they're looking for a solution. I mean, the problem is I'm kind of a problem solver. So, like, if you come to me with, like, oh, I'm feeling like this, sometimes I feel like I have to solve the problem. But sometimes
They
people
probably
just
just
want to come
want
to
to
you.
vent. Mhm.
Yes, yeah. People sometimes just want to come to you and all they want you to really do is listen. So that's what I feel like I still have to learn. So, that's the segue into like
The next
what,
question.
yeah, which is, rate right now, like, what's the one thing that you think you need to work on. So yeah, for me, even though yes, I listen to them, I do think that sometimes I still need to think about, like, I'm not in problem solving mode anymore. Like, that's not what they need from me. Sometimes they just need for me to listen, be the mom there, and just listen to them vent. So what about you?
What I need to work on is stop yelling less. As I said, I don't follow as much, but I do get angry at them easily, and I always mess up their names. Alyssa, ask. Like, I'm yelling at all of them. I mean, I'm yelling at one person, but I called everybody's names, and so that's
I feel like
another
that's
thing that
typical
I do.
mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
You
especially
just
they're
do
all
the roll
A's.
call.
Yeah,
Yes. You
so
just
they're
do the
used to
roll
it already.
call. Yes.
But no, so what I need to work on is my temper. I just need to kind of pause, breathe, and then kind of let them know, hey, I'm serious. I don't want to say it again, that kind of thing. Like, just have a firm tone versus just yelling, because after a while, to them, the yelling is just in the background. They're not really going to know that you're mad. Oh, mommy's yelling again, kind of thing. So I need to work on
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So what do you think is something that's hard for you right now? Like, what do you think that, something that you're doing and that you're just kind of struggling with for
A
parenting?
parent.
Yeah.
Mm, I guess, okay. So to answer that question, the one thing that's hard for me is because I'm a mom of different stages of my children. That's the hard part. It's like, if I focus on the oldest, it's regarding college. If I'm focusing on the middle child, it's has to do with making sure that he does the things that he's supposed to do. Preteens, it's like they just want to lay around. You have to kind of be like, wake up or do this and do that, like kind of give them that list, right? And then for the youngest, it's just she still thinks she's the baby, so she wants to get spoiled. And if you don't give her any attention, like, mommy, I sneezed, you didn't say bless you, she still likes that thing. So eh, basically, for me, what's hard is the different stages in my kids' lives. So, but at the same time, it's kind of not fun, but that's part of being the mom in me. So I'm okay. So, what about you?
For
What's
me,
hard
what's
for you?
hard, yeah, for me right now, what's hard is basically uh accepting this stage that I'm in where like they're all so independent and they're not here for me. Like they don't need me as much. So that part is hard for me. And the fact that um like I'm very emotional anyway because before when they were little they would come home and they would like tell me about their day, whatever. Right now they're all so busy that they don't have the time to really stop and kind of tell me about their day. You know what I mean? So
So
that's
you
one I
miss it.
miss.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, that's one I
mm-hmm,
miss. And um so yeah, I'm a little emotional about that just
mm-hmm.
because like it's hard. It's hard when you're so used to having them around and then
Mm-hmm.
and then your role changes. So it's hard.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay. I'm sure your kids watching this, they're gonna be like, "Oh, let me depend more on my mom, just so
No,
she
it's
won't
not so
sad."
much it's not so much that I want them to depend on me, but like sometimes you just miss the conversation.
Mhm. Aw.
So
Do you need a hug? I'm gonna hug you right now. Aw.
so
So that is, see, and that's the realness of that, like you're going to that empty nester stage, so you miss that noise at home. So you love it when all of them are actually home.
no, I
You
mean, I'm
know.
gonna be real. Like, I love also the quiet. Like I do love having the time now for myself to, do the things that I want. That's why we're doing this podcast. It has been a really fun passion project for us, and I love hanging out with my sister. So this is something that I look forward to. But I was listening to this video earlier, and it's sad to think about when you don't have so much to look forward to that you kind of get in this mode of like life just it's not that it doesn't feel good, but
Constant, like
you
the
just get
monotony.
sad. Yeah, you just get
Mm,
sad and you're just like coasting. And so we have to find ways to find the little joy, the little spark in our day. And so for me, I'm grateful because this is something that I enjoy. And of course, I get to hang out with my sister even from miles away.
virtual.
Yeah. And so, and the fact that we're getting to share this with our kids, like we watch our kids, we're very grateful, especially for our loyal supporter. You know who you are, number three. Um,
Aw, shout out.
like, yeah, she's always watching every episode, making comments on how we can improve. And, like, same for your kids, they watch
Hmm.
our podcast. So we're very grateful for all of the support that our kids give us. And when they watch these shows, hopefully they learn a little something from like where we came from, things we never got to talk about or never got a
Hmm.
chance to just really sit down and like tell stories about. So hopefully these podcasts that we're recording will also be useful for one of our grandkids one day and they could watch like, oh my God, look at my
Someday. Uh-huh.
momsy. Although my kids hate that I say that. They're like, I'm not gonna have
Moms.
my yeah, I'm not gonna have my freaking kids call you momsy. What the hell? So but yeah, no, I think yeah, it's hard. Like parenting is hard, and like Myra said, she's in different stages, so she kind of has to put on a different hat every time because her kids are in different stages. She still has a kid that's younger, and then she has a kid like in his
Going
teens,
through
and
the
then
teens.
yeah, and then you have
Yeah.
the young adult, early adult stage. So for her, I feel like it's a little bit harder to adjust because she has to be able to put on a different hat every time for whatever kid needs you. So I think that's hard. But for me, it's also hard because I'm in a different season of my life where my kids are all grown and they're all doing their own thing.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Hmm.
it's just the joy of parenting, and that's why we always say, spend the time with your kids while you have them at home. Build those memories that you have with them because they're only there for so long.
Yes, totally agree. So now the harder part, comment down below and name one thing you're working on as a parent. Or one thing that you wish, if you're not a parent, one thing you wish that your parent can work on, I guess, to be a better parent, I guess. Or you wish that they could do better. Not change, how the parenting it.
Yeah. So, as Myra said, what's your parenting rating today? Comment your number down below and no explanation needed. But as she said, as a reminder, life is hard and we're all just doing our best. There's no manual that comes with parenting. And so we basically just parent our kids based on how we grew up and how we want to change that within our own kids. So hopefully the kids understand that and they give us grace that this is also our first time being a mom. This is our first time living. And so we've said this before in previous episodes. Although, yes, we're reflecting on these are the things we didn't like about our own childhood, but we also recognize that our parents tried to do the best that they can with the knowledge that they had and with the experiences that they had. And so we're not being ungrateful for what they did, but it's just we're changing what we didn't like about our own childhood because that's just how you evolve. And that's how just things get better as the generations go. So that's just my last take on that. What about you?
Well, I'm choosing grace over perfect. That's it.
You are not me.
I knew I was gonna get a reaction from you. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
So that's our episode for today. As always, click like, subscribe, or share this episode if you like it. So thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. If you've enjoyed today's conversation, let us know in the comments.
Whether you're far from your siblings or just needed a little nostalgia and laughs, we hope you feel a little closer to us and maybe even your own family.
Until next time, keep mixing life, laughter, and memories, halo halo style. See you next time on
Halo Halo Conversations.
Conversations. Bye.